Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Joyful Finding Show. It is February 12th of 2020. Time is flying and things are changing very quickly in our lives, right? So glad you guys could join me today. There's lots of things going on. Again, I wasn't sure what I was going to end up talking about today. But there's going to be a lot of different things. I feel like there's going to be a lot of topics. So if you guys have any questions out there, you make sure to drop them in the little comment box over there, and I will get to you as soon as I see them. A lot of different things have been coming up for me personally that I feel like I want to talk about a little bit. And it's funny because they had me write it a little bit, right here. So here you go. So love, friendship, soul tribe, and energy, right? Those are like my favorite topics. And maybe yours too. The first one comes down to love, right? So we're going to talk about that since it's February. It's the love month anyways. So first it has to be love of yourself, right? We're still unpeeling those layers to be able to love ourselves more, to accept ourselves for who we are and allow ourselves to stand in that space, okay? And through that love, right? Through that love, we create friendships, okay? And through that love, we're putting out there those friendships. And some of these friendships last, a year, 5 years, 50 years, 100 years, however long you happen to be alive. But I feel like friendship's going to be part of the conversation today. And also, so tribe, since me and Tiffany just brought that up right here a minute ago, that we feel like we're part of the same soul tribe. And that's how we probably got connected together. Even though, sometimes life takes us off on a curve somewhere and we feel like we're just off wandering, divinely everything comes into place, okay? Every time that you need something that's going to help you advance, it shows up at the right time, just like Tiffany did for me. And it was like, it was a blessing, total blessing, right? So I'm finding more and more of my soul tribe, people that I connect with and on different levels, not just on the physical level by having friendships here, because I've never even met Tiffany in person yet, but I feel that connection with her and I can feel it in my heart right now as I'm talking about it. And she can probably feel this too right now. It's like, woo, there's like this big connection there. So woo, thank you for opening that up, Tiffany. She says yes with a big heart. That's awesome. Woo, yes. Okay, so, and with that is all energy, right? Because we're energy, right? Energy, right? I can't say this enough that this body, this suit that we're wearing is just that. It's the energy that's inside of us that's important. So with all of these things taking place in the last week or so and all the time in our lives, really, they want me to talk about a little bit of stuff that's been going on in my life. Oh, Rosemary kicked in. Hi, Rosemary. Thank you could join us today. I'm so happy you guys could be here. So these things have been popping up for me, right? And I've been talking about these things for a while now, like things that have happened in our past sometimes come back to bite us a little bit. And we're not expecting that, but it's not a bad thing either. It came up to be cleared, right? So I've already told you guys in the past, I've not always been perfect in my life and I don't claim to be. I'm still trying to, understand who I am. And I has this longtime friend and we had this situation go on and it brought up some of that old stuff, right? Someone that I was 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, but definitely 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. And that kind of brought it up to the surface for me. And it helped me clear it. It helped my friend clear it. So I hope that you guys are already knowing that anything that's coming up, even from your past, even if it's something you don't want to look at, it is okay, because it's coming up to be cleared. It's coming up to be full circle, and you don't have to take that on anymore, okay? And now it's time for me just to keep moving forward with that information that I've gathered through that experience, right? Because everything that we go through is an experience. So I experienced that. I felt that. I've kind of like worked it out in my brain and why it happened logically now in all these years or whatever. But it's like, it's something that had to come up to be cleared. So I thank my friend for clearing that with me. And I hope that it's clearing its way for them as well. So, I miss them already. But, you know, it's all, life is exactly what it needs to be. So sometimes our friendships are long, sometimes they're short, sometimes they're what they're exactly need to be. So what are they for you? What kind of relationships issues do you have going on right now? Because people are having relationship issues, job issues with the people that they work with, so co-worker things. So I want you guys to all stand in a little bit more love, opening up that love vibration and sending it out to even the people that you're disliking right now or that may be disliking you. Still send that out. Send that love out to them, okay? This is to help them heal and for us to create that beautiful earth that we want to live on, right? Because we're in this place. So anyways, with all of that, they're doing a lot of work on the heart chakra today. So it must be all about love, right? Because February is about love. I even think February is the heart month. So it's about this love and this creation that you're starting to create. Woo, that's clearing. Rosemary just said, I'm selling an old family home. Talk about clearing. Woo, oh my God, that feels so light, Rosemary. I mean, that the generations that have been holding on to that, it's like, woo, now you get to create new. They're giving me goosebumps too. So I'm excited for you to see where that goes for you. Woo-hoo, yay. So yeah, it's about clearing out still, right? I've been talking about that for like the last month too. We're purging our stuff, people, places, and things. If they're not working for you, it's time for it to go, you know? So it's like, we just can finally finish cleaning out storage so I can finish going through that to get rid of the rest of that. So I'm dwindling it down. We're getting down to the nitty gritty stuff. So I hope you guys are too, so that when we clear all this old energy that we've been holding on to, even if we've put it in storage or it's locked in the closet and it hasn't moved for, you know, eons, it's time for you just to shift that energy outside of the house, right? And shift it out of your life so you can create new. Okay, so, and it's funny that I talked about Soul Tribe. I feel like Rosemary is part of my Soul Tribe too. So I'm glad you guys are all tapping in today. So whoever's tapping in today, I feel like you guys are part of my Soul Tribe, whether you see this now or you see this later, because we're all coming together and we're getting, see, I'm getting goosebumps again. So we're making some kind of new connection. So in this connection that we're starting to make even more is like, it's so funny because they show me, it's like we're weaving sometimes when they show me this stuff, I don't know how to explain it in my human words. But anyways, with all of us starting to connect, right? We're starting to make these connections. They're showing me we're starting to weave together this new matrix, timeline, whatever you want to call it. And we're making it stronger and brighter than ever, okay? Because you guys are finally standing in your power. You guys are taking all your power back from outside sources. You are sharing the love. And I have goosebumps as I say this. So you guys are going through some serious transformations right now as this energy is shifting as we go into March. Because I feel like March is going to be like, woo! This like take off through this gateway. I'm not even sure about all that yet. But as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. They only give me little bits of information at a time because if I had it all, I'd be like, all the time. So anyways, with all of that coming, we're shedding, transforming, loving ourselves. And now it's about what we're going to create in 2020, right? Because I still say it's about clear vision about what it is that you're creating. And don't take other people's thoughts and considerations into what you're creating in your own life. I only want you to create what's in your bubble, what's in your reality, what's in your life. That's what's most important right now. So if you guys have any questions, again, remember to pop them in the little chat box over there because I'd be happy to answer them for you. And the energy, it took a while for it to kick in before my show today. It was like literally 10 minutes maybe before the show. And all of a sudden I felt like this burst. So I want you guys to pay attention to the energy that you're feeling while I'm talking or you're watching this video. And I want you to just see where it flows you to, okay? Because I feel like everyone's imagination is starting to open up a little more. So it may actually take you somewhere. It may take you up into a spaceship with your friends or where you come from. It may take you on a little floating island that you feel relaxed and calm at. They're wanting you to feel really relaxed today. I feel like they're doing a lot of clearing. As you can see, I can't stop moving my hand. So they're doing something. So I hope you guys are feeling it. And I feel like it's really, really a lot of work on the heart chakra. We must be getting closer and closer to Valentine's Day, and there's a lot of broken hearts out there because they want me to rub it now. So you guys, see, they just made me change up the energy too. So that's awesome. They're going to do it again. So you guys are doing a lot of the work. You guys are clearing this. I'm so proud of you. It's awesome. So you guys keep clearing out the old and creating the new, right? And sometimes we have to create from the bottom up, right? So sometimes that's how it works, right? Like if you were going to build a new house, right? You would have to start with the land, and then you'd have to start with the foundation, and then you'd have to decide what that house is going to be for you. So it's like we're starting from the ground up. What are you building for yourself? It's funny they're showing me a building this time rather than, hey, just a blank slate. So now they want you to start. What does that land look like for you? What are you clearing? Because I feel like you're clearing a little bit of land, right? As we clear this stuff out, we're creating that new foundation, right? Of love and light and letting go of all the crap because it can't come on the new foundation, right? So, and then the house, you're creating the reality of what you want to live in. And this house can be your house, your physical house. It could be just everything that you want to do in your life, your jobs, your relationships, everything is, you're creating that from the ground up. So, they're giving me lots of goosebumps today. So you guys are doing a lot of things to help yourselves change this week. Anna says, hi, Melissa. Hi, Anna. Thank you for joining us again today. Yeah, like I said, the energy's starting to kick up. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. So the energy is really starting to work for me and for you, because this is helping us burn up some old stuff, right? Sometimes we have to burn old things, right? If it was an old tree and we cut it down in our yard, we might have a burn pile and we put it over there. Depending on if you live in the city or not. But anyways, we used to have a lot of burn piles up north. But anyways, it's like getting rid of old stuff. So sometimes you have to burn it up to get rid of it too. So don't see it as a complete loss. See it as, it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You know what I mean? What is going to come new out of that? So I feel like we're burning up a lot of our old selves in our bodies. So you guys may have been feeling this energetically within your bodies as sweats, shakes. There could be a lot of ascension symptoms that you may be feeling. One of the things the client called me about this week is she was on the phone with a friend and she just zoned out. She could hear her friend in the background, but she couldn't answer until she actually came back in her body. And she's like, this is really weird. And I'm like, no, I do it all the time. My boyfriend gets mad at me because I just zone out and he talks to me and I know he's talking to me. And as soon as he's done it, or I finally get back in my body, I'm like, what? What did you say? And he's like, oh, you weren't listening to me again. I'm like, sorry, I was way out there somewhere. See, this is the same thing. Goldylocks right here says, I do the same thing. So just know that if you're zoning out and you're not staying in the physical for that conversation, it's really not a bad thing. Just recognize when you come back, to let the people know that you're totally not blowing them off. Just go, yeah, I don't even know where I go. I go out into the ether somewhere is the best way for me to describe it. I see other situations, almost like movies playing in my head type of thing, giving me answers to other things that I have going on in my life, or giving me information. So that zone out time is like, we're getting lots of information. So don't think it's weird or anything. You just feel like it's weird because our physical body doesn't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? So don't worry about it. So I'm glad this is happening more than just me and a few other people. So I'm sure this is going on for a couple more. All right. Anna says, I am ready to meet my twin flame. Any new info about him? Thanks. Love you. Oh, I love you too, Anna. Let me tap in and see what's going on. As soon as I started thinking about it, after I read your question, I started to get a little goosebumpy. Let's see. I feel like you're feeling, okay, so this is what I'm getting for you right now. So you are opening up your heart more for this love. Okay. You're opening that up because I feel like, it was kind of closed off before, and now I feel like it's wide open, okay? So I'm feeling like you are opening up, and you're kind of like that lighthouse now, putting out that signal for that twin flame that you would like to have, that love you would like to have in your life. That's what I like to call it, more than a twin flame, because sometimes twin flames are there to burn things up rather than be nice. But anyways, so that love, that true love that you're looking for is not far off. I feel like in the next few months, you're going to start meeting some new people, getting in new situations. And this is going to help you move forward, okay, into that relationship. So just know that it's not far off because you're finally opening up to it. It's like you finally had to open, right? Because before there was like questions a little bit. And now they just want you to open that up. Okay. So good luck with that, Anna. That's going to be awesome for you. And Rosemary says, my physical blood memory is calling me back to Sicily, Greece, and Australia. Oh, that's awesome. Goldylocks says, oh, Rosemary, let's go. That would be phenomenal. I feel like you need to go back there, Rosemary, actually, for that cellular memory. And I'm getting goosebumps as I say this because that takes you up a couple more notches. It's a call from the sacred feminine, she says, Rosemary. Okay, well, then that's why I'm getting that you need to go, because look, I have goosebumps right now. So I'm getting, like, plan your trip, honey. Go take a month or so and just explore or whatever, however long you want to. Look, you have lots of people that would like to go with you. Hey, maybe you make it into some kind of retreat or something, Rosemary. You would be smart with something like that. Make it the divine feminine over there on the other side of the world. That would be phenomenal. See, look, people want to join. That's awesome. I think that is phenomenal because I feel like there's a lot of sacred information there that needs to be uncovered. And I think that's what you need to uncover, if that makes sense, Rosemary. So, woo, you know, I think it's like unraveling the truth is what I'm getting. So what you get from this vacation or this trip or whatever you turn into that, it's bringing forth the truth. Look, I have goosebumps all the way down to my big toes. So yes, that's it. That's it. Boop, boop, boop. That's the call, she says. Good. Then I think you should do it. Goldylocks says, love that. Divine Feminine Retreat. Hey, why not, right? Everyone else does it. But it's like whatever you want to start creating. And if you want to share that information, oh, you're very welcome, Rosemary. Oh, and Anna says, I'm going to Portugal in May. Any news about that will happen on that trip? Well, here's the thing while you're in Portugal. I think I've responded to this already, like last week or whatever, because I kind of see this. It's kind of like an opening for you too, Anna. It's like this, it's almost like the best way for me to describe this for actually both of you and your trips anyways, is this is to help restructure and strengthen your DNA that's changing, if that makes sense. So that could be why you're being called into these places. And I feel like your trip to Portugal is going to be phenomenal, fun, and just like carefree. So just enjoy yourself while you're there. It's a learning experience, but it will also be a lot of fun too. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I feel like the travel that's going on right now and wherever you're being called to, there is definitely downloads for you to get while you're there. There is cellular memory for you to bring back up in and to expose the truth, if this makes sense. Because I feel like you're going to be able to uncover something that's been hidden for a very long time. Or there's going to be, and I feel like there's a lot of people doing this. I feel like not just us as a group, but there's like many people out there that are also doing this and uncovering the truth. Okay, so I'm excited to see what you guys bring forth. Woo-hoo! Excited, excited, excited. You know, because it's about spreading the love too. So some of these places that you're going need an extra love. And they always show me this, you know, like when you guys are traveling and stuff, I'm just going to do a little quick diagram, like from one location to the next or wherever you go. And they always show me like these connections that get made, right? Because you're flying from one place to another. You might land in an airport to get to your next destination or whatever. But they show me that this new weaving of stuff that's going on. So if you're called to travel somewhere, just go. Don't be afraid. They don't want you to be afraid. They just want you to stand in your power and do what you need to do for yourselves, which is fantastic. You can tell I'm sweating. I keep touching my nose. They're on the couch in the living room. So I'm glad that you guys could join me. I'm glad that you guys are having a fantastic year so far, because things are starting to shimmy and shake. Things are starting to really start to rock and roll. Things are really starting to come to the surface, even with my own personal stuff, like my story in the beginning. You know what I mean? So even my stuff is starting to rise to the surface so it can become cleared, right? Because everything that I would have hidden about myself or didn't want people to know about me got pushed down somewhere. And now it's all coming up, and that's okay. It's It's okay. Because everything that I've gone through in this lifetime has brought me to where I am today. So I can help you. And if I didn't go through those things, I would be back here on earth probably learning them anyways. Because we're down here to learn, right? They call this our playground, but sometimes it doesn't feel like play, does it? When we get very stuck in that humanness. So they want you to kind of get out of that humanness, kind of set it over here and kind of stand in more of that spiritual self and really start to believe in the things that you're making happen for yourself, because you are. If you start believing them, I'm telling you, there's no stopping you. No stop. All right, well then just wait, honey. Mommy's doing a show. Okay, so anyways, little distraction there. Christopher always has to bebop in. He loves adding his energy to you guys. Oh, Anna, thank you. You're welcome too, honey. I'm glad you guys can tap in, because this is like important as we start to move forward and stuff, and we start to expand in who we are and what we're going to be doing in this lifetime, right? Some of you feel like you're finding your life purpose. Some of you are starting to understand a lot more. You're starting to understand the bigger picture. You're starting to feel the energies more, because that's why energy was on my list in the beginning, right? Because we're all energy, right? We're all energy. Energy, energy, energy. And we're starting to come together with more of those people. He'll be back out again. He went back inside. When he comes back out, I'll let him say hi to you guys. He didn't get in front of the camera. Normally he just pops up in here. He's being polite now. Learning manners. Good boy. And he brings a lot of light and energy to the world too, because he's going to carry on when I'm no longer here. So everything that I'm helping him to stay open about is only going to help everyone else in the future. And that goes with all kids that are being born right now. If those parents can keep them, open and aware of everything, not just linear, just not right here, right? There's everything. So allow yourself to start noticing everything too. I feel like that's really important too. I say that all the time because the signs and the symbols are always there. And you have to trust them. And let me tell you what, people, our intuition is getting stronger and stronger every day. I'll give you an example, because I was on my way home from bringing Christopher home from preschool this morning. And I go, I wonder when I'm going to hear from my friend. And my phone doesn't ding when I'm in the car. So I don't know if I get text messages or anything. And I pick up my phone and there's the text message came in like 1 minute later. And I knew somewhere inside of me, and this has been happening a lot, even with a phone call that I had last week, I was like thinking about it. And then all of a sudden they called me. So it's like these things are starting to just really unravel for us and make us understand that we are in the know a lot more than we think we are. Oh, thanks, Goldylocks. She says, you're such a great mom, Melissa. Thank you. I am definitely trying. There was no handbook when I was given these children. So I've had to play it by play. And see what sits right and feels right? Because I know we brought up the mom stuff last week. So, we'll just carry that in a little bit, because what kind of mother do you want to be? You're definitely not going to be the same mother your mother was. We all start to change a little bit as we start to move along. But keeping our kids open to love and not seeing hate in anything is amazing. Because my son will go around the grocery store and not now, but when he was younger, and be like, I love you. Hello. He says it to everybody, even if they won't look at him, because some people are like straight ahead when they shop. They don't even look. And he'll be like, hi. And they still won't look. And he thought that was kind of weird. But anyways, that's the kind of people that we run into sometimes, right? Even in the real world. And also our February, challenge. I've been letting a lot of people cut in front of me in traffic. I slow right down, and I'm going to talk about traffic again for a minute there. I've been slowing down. I've been, waving people in, and which is really crazy because the traffic is crazy in Sarasota right now because it's season. So all the Northerners and, Europeans and everybody else around the world wants to be in Sarasota because it's so beautiful. But the traffic is crazy. But it was like yesterday, I had people waving at me saying, thank you, because most people are just cutting you off, not using their blinkers and things like that. And now here goes my other traffic thing. So I drive my son to school at 6:30 in the morning, and it's still pretty dark here. And I'm getting up here to this roundabout, here in Sarasota. And all of a sudden there's two ducks in the middle of my lane. And this is a 2-lane roundabout, right? So I have people that are over here and I have people over here. And I had to go off the road so I would not hit those ducks because they were invisible. It was dark. And I pulled off to the side of the road, just barely missing the ducks, thank God. And then the people behind me, actually, as I was, and the ducks finally flew away, the people let me back in the traffic. So it was very, very nice. Read the traffic. That's how we change the world. I know, right? We have to do it with kindness, right? We have to do it with love. And I really thank those people for, not running into the back of me because all of a sudden I see these things and I'm like, woo, trying to get off the road. But it was meant to be. And there was 2 little ducks and I forgot what they meant. I did look them up yesterday, but that was interesting. So just be careful out there. I always bubble up. Remember, bubble up when you get out there in traffic. So just allow yourself to be what you need to be. And if the road rage shows up, just take a deep breath and let that go, okay? Because it could be a little stressful out there sometimes, especially when people are like, and I'm like, oh, I'll meet you at the light. See you there. Because they can't go any faster than the lights. They just can't. The lights will change on them. So, and that's like the lights will change on us too as we're speeding through life, right? Ooh, let's look at it this way. I love when they show me these things differently sometimes. So we're speeding through life, right? And all of a sudden there's a stop sign. It's telling you to stop, or a stop light. And all of a sudden you're like, you take a deep breath. Well, if you're constantly on the go and you're not slowing down to take care of yourself, if you're go all the time, you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to get a little sick, and you don't want to do that. So remember taking your downtime and your self-care, okay? That's very important. Very, 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 very important, okay? Self-care. Take care of you, people. Take care of you. So what else is shaking in the world? There seems to be a lot of things going on out there where it's outside of my realm that I don't normally see unless it flows in front of me. So there's lots of shifting and changing going on out there. There's lots of people starting to step into their truth and understand what that truth is. There's a lot of people that still believe in one thing and can't face that the truth is staring them in the face, but that's okay. They will start to recognize that, and that will change for them as well. Just know that everything happens for a reason, and everything's happening in divine time. And as we move forward, we are creating and changing this life, this humanity, this earth, this vibration back to love and to light. Okay, so you guys are each a part of this, right? Each one of you are one of these little hearts that I'm going to draw on my little paper, that we are all, these beautiful little people, and we are all starting to connect to each other in so many different ways. So I want you guys all to feel these connections with your fellow man, because my drawing's horrible today, but we're enjoying all these connections, and we're starting to create new, okay? Because remember about a couple weeks ago, when I said the number 9 is the number of completion, but also the number of creation. I feel like you guys are coming to a completion of something and also creating something, right? We had that start to happen when we came into 2020, but it's going to continue all through the year. I don't feel like it's just a one-shot deal. So as you guys shed the old stuff and create the new, this is going to be phenomenal for you guys. I'm excited to see where you take it. So what else is shaking? Let's see what else they got. And they keep using the word shaking. Now, I wonder why they're doing that. Okay. I know why now that I just said it twice in a row, because then they brought me to a situation I saw yesterday. So earthquakes, right? So I see this thing flew in front of me on my Facebook yesterday, about 4 very small earthquakes in North Carolina, I think. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of odd. I find that interesting, because the amount of, maybe they're just giving us more heads up now that these things are actually happening that we didn't have before. But is anyone else noticing these things, or is it just me? Because, when I say to be observant about everything, I literally mean everything. So if these things flow in front of you, they're for a purpose. So again, I feel like that's going to shake some things up. So I'm excited about that. We're shaking up the world, people. We're shaking it up so that it's better, right? And we're going to have more love, more joy, and especially as we create that. Ooh, it may be. I never actually asked who I'm talking to. So Rosemary asked, is this Gaia speaking? And very well could be, because I am very connected to a lot of different, I don't even know how to describe it. Yes. She is changing and shifting too. That's why they're giving me goosebumps now, so I'll have to validate that for you. So it's like the changes and the shifts that are happening are creating that we need to happen. Okay, so it's like we're ready to expand out of that. Okay, so this is the question about, well, the coronavirus keeps spreading for a while. I wouldn't worry about it too much because worry brings worry. Just, protect yourself if you feel like you need to. Wash your hands and things like that. Maybe not go to China for a little while. That's okay. But I don't feel like that's going to be as big as they're making it out to be. So that's just what I feel on a spiritual level. So really just don't pay a lot of attention to it. Just wash your hands, take care of yourself. And those people that are becoming infected, that's part of what they contracted for on this timeline. Just so to know that also, right? Did you feel like you signed up for it? Because I don't feel like I did. There's certain things in life where you feel like you signed up for it. You're like, yeah, I said yes to that. You know what I mean? So I don't put a lot of energy into that. I just send a lot of love to that situation so that it, I think I just saw this crazy, someone just came up with a vaccine in 3 weeks or 10 minutes, or I don't know. It was something crazy I saw on the internet. I don't know if it was true or not. No, just wear a mask if you feel comfortable. Just being in a plane in small areas anyways with recycled air, all your air is just going to be thrown around at you. So just, whatever you need to do to protect yourselves, don't worry about it. Just have fun. If something bad was going to happen while you were traveling, I would say, hey, you might want to rethink that, but I don't feel that at all. They're pretty honest with you guys, okay? Because this doesn't come from Melissa. This comes from a higher source. This comes from my higher self. This comes from the highest vibration so that it helps you move forward in the vibration that you need to move down on, right? Because 3D is like low vibration, right? So now we're trying to raise that vibration. And when something like this happens with this virus, right, that lowers that vibration because everyone gets back into fear mode, right? Oh my God, it's going to kill us all or whatever. So they don't want you to go anywhere near fear mode, if that makes sense. They want you to stay in that higher vibration because that higher vibration is going to help the world, okay? And as we help the world, we help each other. And there's so much help out there. Yesterday, I was talking to another friend about galactic beings. I think it was Monday night at my class. And she just, as soon as she goes into a meditation, she's right back with her people. Yesterday, Rosemary said, yesterday I was at the Van Weasel. Oh, you were in town? I don't know if you still live here or if you will move back to New Jersey. But it's beautiful here right now, Rosemary. And the Van Weasel is very cool. So I hope you had a great time. Sarasota has lots of fun things. And Tiffany, our producer, will figure that out when she finally gets down to visit us this fall. And that's another thing I want to bring up while I'm thinking about it right now, since I brought up Tiffany. So if you guys are a Patreon on Goldylocks' thing, we have now started on Mondays at 4:00 in the afternoon. A spiritual round table. It's pretty much called the Spiritual View, and there could be up to 4 of us talking about whatever topic might be going on out there. So if there's there she threw it in the links. Good girl. So if you're looking for it, it's right there. So if you guys have a topic that you guys would like us to talk about, what would that be? What would you like to know more about from the spiritual view of things that are happening in your life or to other people in your life or just situations, anything? Throw some ideas out there in the little chat box, okay? Because we'd be interested to know what we're going to talk about. Because I'm going to be on it I'm going to be on this Monday, and as of today, we still don't know what we're talking about. So I figured I'd throw that out there and see if you guys had any great ideas. So yeah, and maybe become a Patreon so you can get in on that. So you can watch the recording too if you want. Oh, if you can't make the live show. So that's awesome because it's going to be a lot of fun. I saw a little bit of their show the other day, so it was cool with interacting with 4 people on the screen and stuff. So Rosemary says she was at the Van Weasel. It was full of people coughing, reacting first from fear. I set about creating a protective shield for myself and in the process received the message to heal the room. Oh, Rosemary, goosebumps again. See what I'm saying? So it's like don't get in that fear mode. Just send out the love, heal the room. We're all energetic beings. We can do that if we want to. Healing can take place on so many different levels that people aren't even aware of. And sometimes just ask and the coughing decrease. Woo! That's awesome. Look at you, rock and roll, Rosemary. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. So just know that you guys can do that too. So say you do the same thing that Rosemary just did in the Van Weasel. You get into the plane and there's people coughing. You just put up your protective bubble and then heal the room if that's what you're so called to do. I love that. Goldylocks says, yes, I call in the dragons to burn up all the germs in that area too. Another form of protection. I love that. They're burning it up. Yeah, that's cool. I love dragons too. So let's bring them in. They love being introduced back into the world. All the mystical animals are happy to be brought back into the world. They've missed it too. No, I'm serious. They have. So because I know some of you guys actually tap in with these mystical beings. So pay attention to the messages that they're also giving you because it's important. Anna says, I'd love to receive a message from my angels if you have one for me. Sure. Let me see what you got, Anna. Anna, you're shaking things up, girlfriend, because they just showed me like this. So it's like you got things that you're shaking up. So you're changing up the old you is really what's important for you today. And you're turning yourself. It's almost like showing me like you turning like, you know, doing a 180. Like this was you and now this is you and the old is behind you. So they're saying bravo, bravo, bravo. Because they're very excited about what you're starting to create into your life. You let go a lot of your fears. I feel like you're still holding on to maybe just a couple, but you're letting them go. You're recognizing them when they happen, and now you're starting to let them go. So just continue to let them go as you move forward, because the stronger you become in this energy, the less fear. It's like one of my clients I said yesterday, she said she was and she's going to know who she is when I say this, but it's like, she lives out in California now. And she's like, but I'm afraid I won't find a parking space. And I was like, you're not supposed to be afraid of anything. I was like, we're not supposed to be afraid of anything, especially not finding a parking spot. Right. So it's like, don't be afraid anymore of anything, because that is created in your reality. Anna says, okay, you're responding to me. I am creating a lot this year, and I will call in the angels and the unicorns. Okay, I should back up a little bit. So when you travel on the airplane, Goldylocks says, call in the angels and the unicorns. Yeah, that's great. I love that, because wings, right? Woo! And Pegasus too, because they got wings too. Don't forget our winged friends. Yes. So yay. So create. And it's like, right? So it's like we have one mindset that we were taught, and it's like we're turning that off and we're creating new, right? And I'm recognizing this still. That's why I can tell you this, because I'm still going through this. Every time that fear pops up and I get all 3D-ish, I get all human and get all emotional and get all angry or upset or whatever, I go, all right, I'm going to push that off over there and go, no, I believe that this is going to work out for my highest and best. And you know what happens? It does. As soon as I let go of that fear and I go, everything's going to happen for my highest and best, it does. So this is happening for all of you too. So as long as we can get rid of all those fears and they're way behind us, right? And then we just create happiness. We just create that joy. We create all the loving things that we want to have in our lives. So yay, I'm excited about this. And we're only February in, so we still have a lot of time left this year, and a lot of things are going to change quickly. March, I feel like, is going to be a very energetic month. March is going to be like this magical portal gateway of energy, of light, of I'm not even sure how to explain it, but they keep showing me all these switches being turned on. So whatever was still in the dark, I feel like we're turning on those switches to bring those to light. So allow those to light up for you. And it's funny, every time I say that, sometimes the screen gets brighter. So these switches that you're turning on are inside yourselves. They're inside other people. All these things are starting to transpire in front of us, in front of our very own eyes, which is amazing. So I'm excited to see what you guys can create this year. And it's so funny because my little cup today, can you guys see that? Let's see if I can block it. It's my hummingbird. And it's funny because when I went to go take this out of the cabinet, and And it was the only cup that I was like, oh, that's a good one. The hummingbird is about joy. Okay, so this was the perfect cup for today's show because it's about us standing in our joy and everything like that. And I want to share a little story about a hummingbird for you, okay, after I take a little sip first. Okay, so with this story that I'm going to tell you, this was a long time ago, and this was before I was even completely open to this whole spiritual realm or whatever. But I feel like my mother is making another entrance into this my show this week. So welcome back, Mom. So when my mother passed away, she passed away April 9th of 1997. Okay, and we were not going to bury her because we lived in Maine until her birthday, which was May 16th. Okay, so May 16th comes, right? And we all gather at the gravesite and everything. It's pouring rain, people. We have umbrellas. People have hoodies on. We're just hundreds of people are standing out in the rain. And then all of a sudden, standing there, I see a hummingbird come out of nowhere, fly in front of my mother's gravestone, and then fly off. And only like 2 people saw this. I think it was me and my younger brother. We definitely saw that. But it was like my mother was telling me, even through her passing, that I was still here to create joy and not to stand in that. But I didn't understand that then. I understand that now. That's why I'm sharing the story. But it's about finding that joy, right? So here I am, your joyful guide of teaching you how to be joyful in this life and creating the better life for yourself. So if you see hummingbirds, remember that they're bringing joy into your life, whether they show up in real life or they show up in a picture or whatever it might be. Sometimes you guys have angel cards or whatever. There might be a hummingbird in one of those too. So pay attention because it's about us finding that joy and really uncovering that joy for ourselves and really owning that, okay? Because we've never owned it before. We've always let other people own us. So many lifetimes that we've let other people be above us and be like our dictator, so to speak. And now we're like pulling all that power back and we're creating more of this so that we're more like one person and not just one person at the top of the pyramid, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what all that means for you, but I was supposed to say that. So what else is going on in your guys' world? I feel like more things are starting to be, I feel like people are juggling too, because that's what they just showed me. Like you're juggling things around. So you're seeing what fits too, right? Or you're trying things out and you're trying to see if it fits in with your routine or whatever. It's like, whoo. It's fun, right? Juggling's fun, right? We always have fun. We drop the ball, we pick it back up, and we just start again. Whatever it needs to be, because you are the creator of your life. And I'm giving that power back to you again to be that creator of your life. And I tell you what, since we've been sitting here talking for about 42 minutes now, my heart chakra is even more wide open than it was before. So I hope you guys can feel this energy that's flowing through me, because I feel like I have this. I feel like my heart chakra is like way out here. You can't even see it, right? It's way out. So it's like you guys are expanding in such a way, but you're also bringing that balance between heaven and earth, so to speak, through this heart chakra, through this balance, okay? And I also feel like bing, 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 you guys are being more connected. So you're definitely more in contact with your higher self. And I definitely feel like you guys are definitely being more grounded into earth and tapping into Mother Earth more, not just grounded to her earth, but grounded to her energy, her understanding. And it's also helping you move forward because they also show me it's like a little, how do I say this? I don't even know how to say this, but they're showing me like little stepping stones of how she's helping us move forward too, because we're being helped by so many. If you could imagine this room being filled with people and spirits and guides and angels and galactic beings and people that we don't even know exist in our human mind. So it's like we have help. There's so much help. Ooh, and so, that gave someone a little stress when I said that. So whoever that was, let that go. Let it go. Because they are here to help us. They are here to expand. And it's so funny. My dog just came up between my legs. She's like, I'm here, Mom. And she's all leaning on me. So you guys got some healer dog energy going on here too, because she loves healing on people when they come over. So what are you guys creating this year? What are you guys letting go of as they change the energy again? So it's, again, awesome. Sorry, guys, but hey, it's part of life. And it's part of this energy stuff, because when we shift up the energy out of our bodies, we get it out, right? Because we're not storing it anymore. It's like, all right, we're just going to release that. I don't need that anymore. So I feel like you guys are going to continue releasing and allowing, creating new, standing in your power. And I feel like you're starting to understand more of the truth, because they're showing me the pieces of the puzzle that have been being put together for you. It's starting to make more sense for you. You're starting to understand who you really are and what you need to be in this lifetime to be happy. So that brings great joy from me and the other side. So you guys just keep rocking and rolling. Anna says, I'm an artist and I'm having art showings and hope to start selling. I'm creating new and original artwork. That's awesome, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that's being created new is really being channeled through your higher selves for the people to see the art and to be opened up by it, right? To be like, oh my God. I have one friend that, my friend Lanka, she does sacred geometry drawings, and every time she shows me one, I'm like blown back by it. I'm like, whoa, that hit me. You know what I mean? So you guys are starting to really create, not that you haven't, but you're starting to create even more outside of the box, letting go of more, I keep saying tethers, whatever those tethers were. So whatever those were, you guys are getting rid of them. So gone, 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 gone. And it's all like floating around. And I'm like, woo, let's create, right? So the more you guys create, the more joy you're having. And then you're not caught up in your work lives either, because you're doing something that does bring you joy, which makes us all so happy. Oh, so happy. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see. They're sad. They're happy the way things are going, believe it or not. There's a lot of applause going on the other side. They're very joyful about the choices that you guys are making for yourselves. They're also very happy that the creations that you're starting to create are letting go of the fears that have been holding us captured for years and years and years and years and years. Ooh, Rosemary just signed up for Patreon. Yay, we'll see you Monday, Rosemary. So it's like, we are starting to create more. And through that creation, we are creating more love, right? Because it's all about the love vibration, right? Because that's one of the things that were taken away from us, right? And I always say this, it's like, even my father used to tell me this, think with your head, not with your heart. And I'm like, no, and it took me in my 40s to figure that out. That was wrong. Think with my heart, not with my head. So definitely start thinking more from your heart, tapping in and seeing how that feels for yourself, so you can open yourself up. And I know with all you artist people out there that are creating books and creating TV shows and creating movies and creating I feel like handmade things, crafty people, whether it's with wood, yarn, whatever, are really starting to step it up, so which is phenomenal. So enjoy the ride, right? Because 2020 is about us riding. And 2020 is also about balance too, right? Because the 20 and 20 is a 2 and a 0, 2 and a 0. So I feel like you're going to find that balance that you've been looking for in this lifetime. So allow that to happen for you. Okay, allow that balance to form for you. Allow yourself to recognize that balance for yourself, with people and with everything that you're doing. And don't overdo it. We get so busy in life that we have to take care of this, we have to take care of that. We forget that self-care again. They want me to bring that up again. Remember, self-care is important, okay? So love yourself first and take care of you. I always like to use the analogy about the oxygen coming out, on the airplane, and you're all about giving the oxygen to everybody else, when you should be taking care of you and then everybody else first, rather than dying of not being able to breathe. So awesome. So there's a lot of more love coming, right? Because they want me to show you the love. Because the more of you that are opening up to this, we are creating that higher vibration, because that vibration can only go up with love. That lower vibration is those feelings that we don't like, sadness, depression, or anger, or things like that. Those bring us down, 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 down. So we want to look at those things that make us feel that way and kind of go, all right, I recognize why I'm seeing that or why I'm feeling that, and let that go. Love the situation in whatever manner you need to. Sometimes it takes forgiveness. And then it helps you to expand above that and create that higher vibration, right? Because we're all about raising that vibration, that frequency of Mother Earth and this humanity here on Earth. And it happens with each one of us, right? And it happens with each one of you. So you're responsible for your energy and what you're doing with it. So make wise decisions on that feel good to you right here. Make sure you feel it there, because that's most important for you. I'm so excited. So they're excited about, they always say I'm excited because you guys are making so much progress in such little time. Okay. You have no idea because we still have clocks that go tick, 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 tick. So we kind of have a grasp of what that looks like for us. But really, we are doing things so quickly now. And a lot of your abilities are starting to come on a lot online a lot quicker too, is what they're showing me. Click, 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 click. You know, it's like, don't doubt yourself anymore. That's one of the things that I see is holding a lot of people back right now, is that you're second guessing yourself when you get a message from spirit or your cards or whatever tool or medium you're using to connect with spirit. They want you to start trusting your first instinct. It's like, just like when I told you guys when I started my automatic writing class way back in 2012 or whatever, and my guide came through and he said his name was Joe, and I was like, Joe's too generic. Well, Joe was a little upset by that because Joe's not generic. Joe was his name, but I wanted like Ezekiel or, you know, something wild and out there, or Archangel Michael to be the first dude to come through or whatever. But it's taking the names and everything that comes to you as it flows to you. We have to start paying attention to all those things that are flowing in front of us too, because you could be thinking about something and all of a sudden you pull up your internet or whatever, your phone, and all of a sudden there it is in front of you. It happens all the time. And it's not just because they're listening to us on our phones or anything. It's just because spirit knows what you need to see and it will flow up in front of you. Okay. Some of it could be the AI stuff, but not all of it. So just know that everything that you need flows in front of you when you need it, if you recognize it. But if you're so shut off, you're not going to recognize it. So we ask you to open your eyes. We ask you to open them wider. We ask you to notice everything that's going on in your life all around you, whether it's up in the sky, whatever the sun might be doing, whatever ships you might be seeing in the sky at night, because they're showing themselves a lot more now. Oh, and Rosemary, if you are here tonight around 7, 8 o'clock, kind of look, depending on where you're at, a little bit southwest. And look up to the spaceship or space station. That's what they called it, space station, which is kind of cool. Did I ever show you guys a picture of what I think it looks like, or what they kind of showed me it looks like? Because it's like got this center hub and then it's got these other things. They kind of showed it to me that it looks like this. Okay, so way cool stuff going on up there in the sky. They're here observing. They're here to help. So if you guys could tap into them, relay any messages you might get from them, which is awesome, because they show up every night for me. And sometimes they move left to right. Sometimes they move right to left. And oh, that's right, Rosemary, you were on here that last time that told me that. So it's like sometimes they move different ways. So it's very interesting to watch them as we keep moving forward and the messages that come through from them. I am here. Thank you. Awesome, Rosemary. Good. Tap into that ship tonight and let me know what you send me a message in the morning or whatever if you got something cool. Because I'd be interested. Or even the next show. You could always share it on the next show too if you want to. So did you guys come up with anything that you guys wanted to hear? What kind of topics you guys want to know about, learn about, that you want to hear from spiritual people, give their view on? Because no one dropped anything in the comments section about that. Tiffany, we got to come up with our own idea, I guess. But anyways, we could talk about anything because we're open to anything. And the information is always right there at our fingertips. That's why it's so easy for me to connect in with you guys sometimes, because they're giving me the information. I don't have to go search for it. You're open, you're allowing it. Also, I want to mention that too. Sometimes you get people that want to have a reading, or they think they want to have a reading, but they're really shut off. And it's really hard to get into that person's energy to give them that information. And sometimes now I'll just go, why are you being so resistant? Because I can feel, I was like, the energies, you're not letting it flow to you. You know, you're stopping it. So don't be resistant. Be open, 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 open. Anna says, how to manifest love, money, and perfect health. Believe it. It starts with your belief system, right? You want to manifest love, you have to believe that love is there for you, right? Just like I'll use me as an example. In my past, I've chosen men that were not right for me. And I did that because I didn't feel like I deserved more than what they could offer me. I was like, all right, I'll settle for this, right? So now I've manifested the love that I want, right, with my baby's father. So it's like that's working out. The money part I'm still working on because I've had fear attached to that one. So I'm going to use everything that I've been experienced with myself. The money thing, I've had fear attached to that, right? I've always had fear attached to that. I was taught that. And now that I'm releasing that and trusting the universe, that money's starting to flow to me. It's trickling in just like it needs to, or what it should be, and then it will roll when I fully, completely believe. Was that an ancestral fear about money? It very well could be. It very well could be. Considering my father grew up in the Depression and his parents grew up in, Canada and Maine and wherever they came from before that. So it could definitely be ancestral. So let go of that. And the perfect health part, I have to tell you, is I had never believed I would get sick. Okay, I never believed I would break a bone. I never believed anything bad would happen to me. And the only two things that have ever happened to me, I've had stitches twice because I've had 2 cesareans, and I had stitches on my foot once, I think. Other than that, I've always believed myself to be healthy. I was not going to have any of the same health issues that my parents had. I've never gave it the energy. You know what I mean? So I feel like with me letting all that go, let me tell you, the money one is the hardest. The love is a lot easier because once we start to love ourselves or whatever, it starts to happen a lot better for us. And we get into those right relationships that are going to help us grow and expand and help them grow and expand, right? Because I always used to get in relationships that were like this. I was like the mother and I was always the caretaker type of thing. You know what I mean? And now there's a balance. There's a balance here. We take care of each other. So that's awesome. You know what I mean? So, but it's like getting rid of those fears and not allowing them to take over and take place, right? Because you have a choice. We have free will. We're energy. We get to choose what happens, right? So they want you to choose being happy, healthy, abundant. You know what I mean? And I feel like this year there's going to be a change with that whole money stuff, that we won't have as much fear attached to that moving forward. I think things are going to balance out in that spectrum too. Not sure how yet, but just know that it will. So I'll talk about that ancestral thing for a minute. We are dropping and cutting a lot of the ancestral lineage crap that we've been carrying forward in this lifetime, right? For lifetimes, okay, plural, many times. And now we are starting to let those go. We're starting to recognize what they are, because if they're not bringing us joy and they're making us miserable, then we have to change something about it. So I'm proud of you guys. Pat yourselves on the back. You guys are doing a great job. I love that you guys have joined me today and in the past and in the future and wherever I show up, because energetically Spirit will knock you on the head or tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you need to tap in today. And it's funny because I have clients that do that to me. Sometimes they're like, hey, I heard you in my head that I need to call you. And I'm like, you must need some answers. That's awesome. So you guys, if you ever need a reading, don't forget to click on my little website, that button at the bottom there, and click in and tap in and let's do a reading. Go a little bit more in depth in what's going on in your life, because I can only give you little snippets here online. And let's make each other abundant, right? So it's like rock and roll. They're like showing me that things are going to start to move a lot quicker as we get through the rest of this month. Like, how are we already 12 days in, right? I feel like this year is like, it's almost gone. So you guys, as you move forward, keep creating that joy and that love that you want in your life. Stay on top of whatever it is you need to stay on top of, because I feel like there's a lot of things that you're clearing up right now that need to be taken care of. So make sure you prioritize a little bit, tie up some loose ends that need to be tied up. Anna says, thank you so much, Melissa. I love your energy. I love your energy too, Anna. Thanks for tapping in today. I love everybody's energy, whether it can be low or high. I still try to send out love, and I love each and every one of you unconditionally, which I've had to learn again in this lifetime, right? Because I was brought up in a very judgy family, very, very, very judgy family. And that's not who I am. That's not who I was. And that's not who I need to be. And that's not who I'm letting my children be either. They love everybody just as much as I do. So it's like we are creating more of this love vibration. So I want you guys to stand in that, spread it around like it's glitter. You know what I mean? Just shoot it all over the place. Bing, 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 everywhere. Let the love glitter fly. And you can see it as any color you want to. It's your glitter. So just keep spreading that out there, okay? Spreading the love and the joy, standing in your power, creating the magical life that you want to have in this life, because you are the creator. It's like I feel like I'm supposed to be handing you a magic wand. It's my pen right now, but you guys, here's your little magic wand. It's like you guys are the creators. What are you creating? So, and everything is magic because everything is energy. All you have to do is believe it. So I'm going to sign out for the rest of this week, and I hope you guys, Goldylocks says, what an amazing show. Thank you, Melissa, and all the participants. I'm grateful for each of you. I'm grateful for each of you, too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope you guys are having a marvelous weekend with your love or loving yourself, whatever you need to do. And I'll see you all next week. Love you.